Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Cheap Comic Collector. This is episode 157, and today we're doing another What Am I Reading? And yeah, I forgot to take them out of the bags first. So first off, yes, we have, and we're still working our way through those Convergence miniseries, man. I'm gonna be glad when we get rid of those. Not that they haven't been bad; they've been bad. Some of them have been not very good. Some of them have been great. It's really a mixed bag. But man, there's a lot of them. Yeah, I'm gonna when I get to the last one, I'm gonna show you the stack of books. It's like a half a box worth of books. Um, have a short box, yeah. So anyway, this is Convergent Superman, and this was really good. I really enjoyed this. This is a great Superman story. So it starts out in they're under the dome. They're already lost their powers. So this guy in black right here that looks like a ninja, that's actually Superman. He's trying to do the whole Batman thing because he doesn't have powers. He's been without powers for a year. So yeah, he's for some reason they're in Gotham. They went there for him, Lois, and Jimmy are all in Gotham City instead of Metropolis, which is strange. I don't know why they decided that that's what they wanted to do, but they did. And so yeah, he's trying to be Batman basically because and it doesn't really say what happened to Batman, why Batman's not there if he is, and since they're in Gotham, but anyway, he's got Lois in his ear, and Jimmy's running around looking for photos, and then the dome's lifted, he gets his powers back. So all of a sudden, just as the guy's gonna fry him with a flamethrower, either his powers return and he's Superman again. So, written by Dan Jurgens. Lee Weeks is doing the art. Just fantastic story. Great story. This is probably one of my favorites of the Convergence series. So anyway, yeah, he goes after the muggers or whoever he was fighting there. I think it was muggers, and talks to Jimmy for a second. Got his powers back, so he's going back to Lois to see what's going on. Lois is pregnant, so obviously they weren't just fighting crime while they were there. And let's see what's going on. So yeah, the challenge comes down. It actually happened earlier, but they're listening to it now because Superman couldn't hear it before for I forget what reason. And so he's gonna have to fight the guys from. So this is the Batman that is Thomas Wayne, the one that lost his son. His wife became the Joker. That reality. So you got Captain Marvel, who's called Captain Thunder here, and the Green Lantern is Abin Sur. Professor Hamilton gives Jimmy the War Wagon. And so Superman's trying to reason with these guys, but they just want to fight. So it was a great story. It was a great story. I don't usually like the fighting stories because there's not enough characterization and stuff, but this was spot on. Everybody just acting according to who they are and so on and so forth. So anyway, this little guy here, this is the Superman from the other universe, and he sees that Lois is alive, and Lois was the only one who ever befriended him on the other planet. So he basically kidnaps her. She's calling for help, but Superman can't come because he's getting beaten up by all these guys. So you got Cyborg, Captain Thunder, and Green Lantern. And that's the end of the first issue. Superman's getting a beat down. Number 2 opens up with a nice Batman panel for the Thomas Wayne Batman. And so he's watching on his monitors in the Batcave and realizes that this is probably the Superman from Barry Allen's Earth who he has previously met. And so he's trying to decide whether he should tell his superhero buddies to stand down or not. And meanwhile, they're basically fighting Superman with everything they've got, and it's a fight. And Jimmy Olsen tries to help and gets in the way and creates problems. And then the puny Superman, he takes Lois to the Batcave, which does not make Batman very happy. She's pregnant. He wants her to help her because he's a doctor. Superman goes back to Lois's apartment, trying to track her down. Green Lantern helps a little bit because he realizes that they're wrong. And kind of a quick attitude change on some of the characters, but they only had 2 issues. So so Superman goes to the Batcave, and Lois has her baby, who is named Jonathan Samuel Kent. And that's the end. There you go. Good story. Good story. Next up, we've got from 1975, Marvel Spotlight number 25, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad movie adaptation. So, I don't know, but I believe that this may be Marvel Comics' very first movie adaptation. I don't know. It's from 1975, so it was before Star Wars, which is when they started, really doing a lot of movie adaptations after that. So, they did do Planet of the Earth, which was Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Apes, and that might have been in 75, 76. So this might have been, so they might have done that first. I'm not sure, but anyway, then there may be other ones in their past sometime where they did them. I don't know, but this could very easily be the very first one. So, so I'm not going to go through the story because you more than likely you know the movie. If you don't, just go look it up. You got John Warner as the writer. Somebody named Sonny Trinidad is the artist. And I'd never heard that name before, but the art is phenomenal. Look at this. This is just beautiful art. And so we're just going to kind of go through and spotlight some of the art instead of going through and just explaining the story of the movie. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody who hasn't seen it and all that kind of stuff. So, and just it's just great art. I actually thought this was thinking that this was one of the classic comics issues, which of course were novel adaptations, not movie adaptations. So I was surprised when I realized it was an issue of Marvel Spotlight because I didn't realize that was anything out of the ordinary, just superheroes and stuff. So, but yeah, this art is just, like I said a couple episodes ago, they didn't have any bad artists working at Marvel in the 60s and 70s. Everything is just gorgeous. And, I mean, just fantastic art. And look at this dragon. That's just, it's unique and it's cool. And, it's not just a dinosaur with blowing fire. It's its own creature. And just very, very awesome stuff. Just phenomenal art. Great art. Next up, 1975, we got Magnus Robot Fighter from issue number 39 from Gold Key. Another one of those beautiful Gold Key painted covers. And so this one's a little odd. The Magnus Robot Fighter is 4000 AD. Humanity basically uses robots for a lot of stuff, and somehow they keep managing to find reasons for him to fight robots. So in this issue, there's a robot that's stealing, which should be against their protocol, and he's got a talking dog as a partner. And so, Magnus gets called in to look into the situation. This lady basically raises talking animals. They have some kind of technology in her family that allow them to do that. And so she's looking for this dog because it's a puppy they gave to a little girl a long time ago. Got a Roadrunner Hostess Fruit Pies ad. And look, Coyote is smiling. I don't know if I've ever seen him smile before. Anyway, so yeah, she's got a kind of a pet raccoon type that, and so they go in search of this robot and dog because they think they'll lead them to the little girl that's been lost for so many years with the puppy they gave her, and they find her, and then these other humans show up who apparently Magnus, and there's like a social division between the people that live down on the surface of the planet and the people who live up in the highways and byways of the skyscrapers with spaceships and all that stuff. So they kind of attack. It's very much a social racism type disgruntlement, and so they take the girl. They convince the girl to go with them to see, the wonders that she can return to, basically to convince her to come back instead of living on the surface with all these basically terrorists. And but while she's gone, they kidnap. They leave a fake note, and so she thinks that they're the new friends, Magnus and his people, are bad guys when it's actually the opposite. And so they end up fighting, of course, and clashing, and eventually she realizes, they show her who the real bad guys are. The dog tells her, and then and there's one little backup page about educational page about comets. So that was fun. It was different. It was a little bit different. And then next up, you got New Talent Showcase number 2, which basically continues the stories from the first issue. The only difference is this one called Danger Dungeon, and the artwork is neat. It's kind of like a Myth Adventures type thing. The guy's dreaming all this, and he ends up at the end kissing his teacher, and she takes him to the principal's office. So, and that's about it. So, best bet, I really like the Superman story. That's definitely the best one. And my mom's calling, so I gotta go. See you next time, guys. Thank you.